Hi, this is Jason Faulkner, aka Shop Weasel. This is my long version of me ranting and not wanting to stick my phone back up in my viewer window for the night because tomorrow I'm putting artificial turf down. I want a better quality of video to impress more people, to touch more serious levels of affluent people with more artesian um, artesian. What's the word I'm looking for? Artesian talent. Yeah, that'll work. Artistic. I want to display an overt artistic effort that I'm building into these videos for these people and for myself, for my own value. That's my goal. That's what I'm doing. I've developed a series of perfections in the Oasis and the manual feeder block maker and my other products. It's it's what's that guy's name? The Italian guy that invented Da Vinci. It's Da Vincian. No, it's beyond Da Vinci, and it's like Einsteiniodal, Wright, Floyd Wright, Einstodial cobbler of great things. That's me, Jason Faulkner, aka Shop Weasel. I've got the power of the weasel working for me. It's awesome. I had an identity crisis for forming my shell image. I started out like at Barrel of Monkeys and then Wild Beak for the birds because I was admiring the birds, and I still do. And they're everything's a component of something greater, And I was wanting to capture my industrious that I already knew I had, and daring and talents and all that. And I went through an identity crisis for a while. Like everybody's a big name who's somebody, and if you're going to be somebody, you better have some effort into your image. And I'm here at Shop Weasel. It had finally transpired, my efforts into finding my own identity, and it's Shop Weasel. So, you know, I'm having to chisel and work out a very unbearable, lengthy process to get my products lucrative. This is by design, by a system that is engineered to crush the human spirit, diminish success outside their own working schematics. They have their corrupt collegiate. They have their forces of whomever they've created out there, from the sleaziest street walking homeless to porch pirate kings and oligarch guards, and then the politicians and the holy rollers, the religious, the spiritual guidance. They got everything covered. And it's not friendly to the entrepreneur, the free spirit, the independent, which is America, the independent spirit of us sole loan proprietors developing what the gods have trickled down to us as if it's a bad thing to be productive and participate in society. I don't care what anyone says. You got 180 to 250 sheriff's offices, stations where they incarcerate people. They keep huge herd populations of people in every state. And that's a freaky thing, because you gotta assume that they're gardening, they're farming through subterfuge these bad elements so they can validate the need and existence of the other part. You got all these repeatable government farmed criminal elements that need that other component, the massive legions, the armies of the empire. They need their dregs that they command. They're punishing them, and they farm them too. So they engineer it. Whatever. It's an ugly group of a cabal. If you add the two together, which they're pretty much plied together now, they're such a criminal organization, both sides. They've amalgamated, and they are an engine of the apocalypse. There you have it. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. And the gods watch me, and they have informed me, because once I stumble into this information, it's on them to make me understand a little further, so I have clarity and I'm not just wigged out in a nut job. But there has always been an apocalyptic force ongoing throughout eternity. It's just a process, the apocalypse. And there might be numerous apocalypses, or there might just be one sole apocalypse for you. And once you encounter it and happenstance into it, it does what it does. It's ugly. Yeah, there's clues and things, information about all that. Probably pertinent. I don't know. I'm not a Bible thumper. I have no worth in your Bibles and your spiritual advisors and all this other bullcrap. Because all of them are corrupt too, and they're just working for a corrupt dollar. It's part of the apocalypse, and it's there, and it's going on. And you want to find the apocalypse, you go mess with that cabal, either the criminal element or the or the nickel slicks, because they're amalgamated into one. And it's such a titanic force that us outside of that realm have to tippy-toe around very carefully every moment of our lives. Because once you encounter that, it does one process. It's like the songs that hint. It's like a crossfire hurricane, because you got all these elements and they're all doing the same process. It's churning and flailing all of its corruption. And it does that nonstop because it's waiting to hit something. And every time it makes contact with something, it's going to try to destroy it, own it, alter it, sabotage it, eat it, love it, whatever, own it, sell it, who knows what. Whatever could happen, but then it moves on because it never really encounters a corrective. Let's leave it at that. A corrective. Because it's just one of a trillion things doing the same thing. And it's the cops, it's the criminals, it's the governments, it's the religious people. And it's a big flail. Every one of them's got 2 hands, 2 fingers, 10 fingers, 2 hands, arms, legs, and a mouth, and a mind that is unbelievable. And they're flailing because that's what they do. And they're flailing and hoping to connect with something that gives them more power, better life, more wealth, or to destroy something before it, because it might be competition. And if it ain't, it's just a sadist satisfaction that you've chopped something off at the hilt, and it fell, and you're mightier than you were before. But you keep flailing, because that's what everything does, and nothing stops it. It's all so corrupt, and it's an agenda in motion, and it makes up everything. and it's a crossfire hurricane, like Mick Jagger said, except it's a pentagram, because the ones that really matter to the system are the engineered ones, like the sheriff's offices, or the criminal elements, the cartels, the governments, the religious freaks, whatever, the judges, the lawyers. We will never really be served by a lawyer. It's a fable. You call the phone book. I've searched for thousands of lawyers. It's a lie. They have been absorbed into corrupt elements that covered their lives. You're still a professional. You just do what we want you to do, and not what everybody thinks you're going to do. It's a big scam. So there is no law. The judges are corrupt. Most of them are pedophiles, by the way. Or let's just say megalomaniacs. Elite. Rich elite. They're the Illuminati. They're a big block of the Illuminati. And they're private. They all live on estates. They hide their wealth. Whatever. It's a big lie. There is no justice. It is a pentagram, a crossfire hurricane pentagram of all these elements. The cartels, 24 karat gold rims on their vehicles. They've got a fleet of limousines. They've got connections to everything on the table. The judges, the lawyers, the politicians, the religious freaks, whatever. Society, the education system, the corrupt collegiate. They're all interconnected, everything. And everything within that, which is everything we know, flails. Flails its corruption. Did you look me in the eye as you walked by? You walk by the FedEx van guy, and he opens his door. What the fuck are you staring at? There's a beefy little guy, probably an ex-cop, got caught in a little corruption. They fired him. Now he's a steroid junkie driving FedEx. What the fuck are you looking at? Probably put up to it by the rest of the cabal to see if I'd be sucked into trouble. Now tomorrow I got to go back over there and walk through town again, and it beats walking through that town than this one. But here I am complaining, whining, articulating the madhouse, schizophrenic, because everything's got a drug now. If you want to lose weight, if you're just a lazy fat ass sow that has set 15 years on your ass, they've got an injection for you. Pop it in you. You'll become what you didn't earn, a skinny. Whatever. But that's, and you got all this weirdo advertising going on, and it's part of the same schematic. The great American media whores somewhere up here on this table, and boy, they are busy. And it's all ugly, and none of it wants to see that independent American succeed. And that's my job. It's a tough world, kid. You got to be a climber, and you better be smart. Well, I am. So, with my valid products, and if you're one of these sheriff substations or one of their meth-doped flunkies, who knows who calls what, or ask, or quizlings, don't ask me for a schematic of everything I've ever built and down to the weight of the numbered, engineered whatever. I don't want to hear it. I'm not interested. Your joke. And they repeatedly emerge, and rear their ugliness and flail a little, and they go back down and do something else. Who knows what? Enjoy life with their affirmative action lifestyles? Probably. Anyway, back to my lifestyle. I have to succeed. So, out of my stable, of very fine, lucrative, viable products that I've engineered, I will knock $1 million off the $2.5 million that I want for all of it. No strings, no percentages, no nothing. $2.5 million, you get the Oasis, you get the Shop Weasel manual feeder block. Find a new name and name it. I'm keeping my name. You can keep the Oasis, just don't call it the Shop Weasel, the Oasis. It'll be yours. The UFO Shiner Probe, call it what you want. The Cart of America, call it what you want. It probably would scare most of you to be politically incorrect amongst your own, to be controversial, to be independent like I am. You would probably need a vote on all of your chairmen to see what you to provide you a list of what you could name it. I'd call it the Cart of America because that's what it really is. It's a fabulous multi-use cart, as diverse as America is, and America is so diverse, it's ugly. My cart isn't, but it's diverse. There is no better shopping cart. There is no better sporting cart. There is no better work cart than my cart. It specializes in totes. It's the first cart in the world with clamping sides and lighted. If you're a suburban homeowner in a $1 million house or that $400,000 house, and you have this cart sitting here by your front door, one by your front door and one by your back door, let me tell you something, folks. I know the psychology of these people. Of you, I'm talking about you. You found your treasure. I'm talking about you. You would grab this cart happily, push the button on the handlebar that turns the lights on, and push that cart outside and roll it wherever you want light. And you would use that for instead of a household flashlight. Yes, you would. You would happily do it because you know that cart's going to do what you command it to repeatably, and you ain't going to have to hold it in your hand. You can let go at any time, and it's going to still do what it's going to do. The Cart of America could replace, for over half of America, the household flashlight. Yes. Those suburban females that walk because they don't like sitting on their ass for 15 years and they don't like the ideal of injecting drugs into their guts, that does walk every evening, they're going to grab that cart and go walk with it because it's a safety feature. It's a safety obstacle that they can hold between them and anything unknown, and lighted. And it's got a netted pocket. They could put their Glock in there. And any bullshit from a wild animal to a mugger, a thugger, or just your freaky stalkers, they're going to reach in their net and pull out the Glock and take care of business. Call the cops, the corrupt cops, and they'll come out and fumble around and do whatever. But it's a safety thing. It is not only a safety thing, it's a status thing. To push this cart around, it says a lot about you. You're smart, you're adaptable, and you're not shy. You've got the best thing in hand, and you're keeping it out front, whether it's shopping or just that evening walk. Maybe you have little dogs. You want to be a little noticeable, or stuff your dog up front, put a leash on his harness, on his body harness, and leash him to the cart and push his ass on, or let him pull the cart. Whatever. There's a million scenarios, but that's not the point. I've got great, fabulous things. I got the Cart of America sitting right here. I engineered it. I built it, and I built it to be the Cart of America. That was my intention when I started. I've succeeded. I've got the Cart of America. I got shopping bag holders. 300 million shopping bags get used every day in America made out of this stuff. Plastic. I like it. I use this stuff a lot. I use the shopping bags a lot, but I have multi-purposed the average shopping bag. So when you do get it home, you can reuse it for long-term storage, in a pinch garbage disposal, gift packing, picnics, wrappings, whatever, storage, organizers, a million different possibilities with my shopping bag holders. I've got those. I've got the garden rake snow shovel head. That lonely old garden rake, when I was young, I looked at it and said, this tool sucked. That's what I said. I was a dumb kid. I said, this tool sucked. But 50 years later, it's still here. And I appreciate it now. It does a lot. It does a lot more now. It has finally been adapted as a tool carrier, a tool holder for my snow shovel head. They make $500,000 power equipment for a tool carrier. Why not the lonesome garden rake? It is going to be here in the 21st century for sure. And now it has a companion, the snow shovel head. All these things and more, people. I want to dump it all because that's the only way I'm going to get paid. This government has all the money and they write blank checks for everybody on the table. Everyone. And you really think that there's accountability on any of it, or even legitimacy on any of it? Not really. It's been so thoroughly depraved and abused and molested. It's all illegitimate, but it is a system and it does its thing. It's in motion and it's crossfire flailing, and it always will. And I don't like getting hit by it, especially without any money, any security. All this lie and hubris about, the Pledge of the Allegiance and we're America and we're democracy and all this shit and that shit. It's all corrupt. And it's so corrupt. When you do see a bigger picture of it, you realize how hopelessly corrupt it is. I'm not going to fix it. I don't want it fixed. It's doing whatever it does. It might be part of the building system that keeps the cosmos in order. Who knows? I'm just trying to live in it. So I want to sell all these great things that the gods have gifted me through my desire to want these things. And I don't believe in your Bible, and I don't believe in your soul God. I know that there's gods. That's what I believe in. If you can't handle that, then your religion is a fickle prickle, and you're just a corrupt entity anyway, and useless as you really are. And never was going to help anything in this world. They make all these videos on YouTube where they dope the animals. They dope the animals and make cute little scenarios. I found this animal in the gutter or drowning, and look at us. We're helping it. We're going to give it a dry towel and a moment on video. So we've got something to brag about because we're probably the most molested, dirty, scumbag sheriff outpost lunicide that you've ever dreamed of. And without that one inclement, we would be totally worthless. And I'm not talking about me. Anyway, I've got all this stuff, and it is going to make someone a lot of wealth. And I'm going to start soul searching again once I do acquire wealth from my years of effort. I'm not going to sit back and have a party with anyone because I don't want to know anyone. Very few people. I want to buy my friends. And $2.5 million ain't a whole lot. So it looks like I won't be buying many friends. But I will work my money and my lifestyle and try to make more money. That's what I'm supposed to do. I thought I was supposed to ask for a fair amount off my stuff too. That's a fable. That's a lie. You're never going to get nowhere unless you know, if they're all Jews and you're the mark, you better be the mark. And I'm the mark. My stuff's worth millions, but they'll never let it be worth millions. They will let it sit in comatose before they let any of my stuff earn, even through eBay. I'll never use eBay again. Or any of it. Amazon? No. I'm doing what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do it better once I do it with money. The next thing I build, maybe it'll be a little wooden box like this that'll do something. But the next time I do it, I'm going to have it heard and seen on a large scale, and I probably will keep it and sell it myself. I'll get with the great American media whore and find the right ones and say, hey, put this on Pluto TV for 3 months. I can do that. But right now, I can't do shit because I ain't got no money. And I have desires and I got goals. So one of my goals, the first and foremost, is have $2.5 million out of all this stuff. Well, it's so cheap it don't seem right. It's a scam. You're damn right it's a scam. I'm sitting over here having to scam my price and my outcome of something that's worth 10 to 20 million. But I have to sit here and scam myself down to such a ridiculous Shark Tank amount, because that's what it all is a Shark Tank. And I ain't saying sharks. I'm saying shark. That's the little sharks that the government hand feeds all this money to. And that's all they are, a bunch of sharks. And they do stink. But I'm a weasel. I stink too, so I've got to get my message out here, and there probably won't be very many views on it because I've noticed the paralysis that they've imposed on my channel. And some of it's through my own family members who sit back and collect their bounties through this whole system just to govern me. So there you have it. So we'll break through that eventually too. They're ugly as any of it. But my point is I need to get rid of all my stuff because it just keeps it simpler. It gives me greater odds of success. I'm going to hit you with everything in my stable for one price, $2.5 million. And once the government gets done shanking on this deal, here's the kicker. I want to come out of it with $2.5 million. So you're going to have to use your corrupt forces and all this that you got working for you to do whatever you got to do to keep my money. Because I don't want the government saying, well, you got 2.5 million, we're going to take 1.5 million and fuck you. I don't think so. When we're done with this deal, I want 2.5 million because that ain't shit anyway. Now, I will knock $1 million off for that place in South Florida that I articulated, or a Grady White 3300, a newer one with a owner slip, and it's got to be some nice, awesome stuff. I don't want a $980,000 Grady White. I want a $399,000 Grady White and a $600,000 owner slip, or a piece of property with a big bulkhead. So there's what I'm willing to elaborate further on. Grady White, I don't want a competitor. I don't want a Boston Whaler. I don't want this. I don't want that. I don't want all the off-brand boats. I want a Grady White. I want it to have Yamahas. I don't want Mercuries. Will not take Mercuries or Evinrudes. Yamaha. It's that simple. Either 350s or 450s. I don't care which. I prefer twins. I'm going to put a tower on it, a mini tower, because I got to stand up and look out to have my moments. But I'm going to do this with my money either way. So it can come up front and knock it off my bill, or off the end after I'm paid. I'll go look for my own. This is Jason Faulkner from East Tennessee. It's late. I think I'm going to go back to bed, catch some more Z's, wait for tomorrow when my new studio prop artificial grass is brought home and I put it down. I can only afford 10 feet tomorrow, but within a week I'll get another 10 feet, so I'll have 20 feet total, which is cool because, as it gets messy, I can peel it up, hang it off my railings, and keep it washed down. That way it looks fresh and usable. Beautiful even. But the animals, they will spark, and I hope we'll start seeing those moments of frolic where they'll roll on the grass and scratch and do their thing. It'll add a full immersion that, what they won't do on a wooden deck, they'll do on a sweet-looking lawn. This is Jason Faulkner from East Tennessee. If you want to buy it all, I hope you do. We'll sign whatever paperwork and deal with the government however we have to. You got my cooperation. As long as I come out of it with $2.5 million or a nice Grady White in the right place, or $1.5 million in the right place in South Florida, Boca Raton too. Not Fort Lauderdale. Boca maybe near the inlet, or some water. It's got to have water frontage. Or South Florida. Don't want Southwest Florida. No. This is Jason Faulkner. Feel free to contact me, 423-231-2241. Text me. That's a good way to break the ice. Text me. Say, hey, I'm this guy. I'm with this, and I have a portfolio, and I'm worth this much. I like your products. We want to buy them, or we want to investigate them, look at them, play with them, feel them, whatever. Meet me at Morristown at Merrill Lynch, and we'll make it happen. If you're just one of these Sheriff Lunacidal stalker babies, you can go blow in the wind. Proceed with your pentagramming. And the rest of you out there, I hope you like, share, and subscribe my videos. I like, share, and subscribe some of your videos. Of course, I don't have no one to share with, so I don't do much sharing, but I do like and sometimes subscribe, at least momentarily. This is Jason Faulkner. I hope I can provide better quality things for you in the future and better videos starting tomorrow. Have a good evening. Thank you. Bye-bye.